This podcast was recorded in front of live studio cats. Hello and welcome to episode number 69. Nice, of Against the Algorithm. My name is Malik Gale. If you don't know what we do on the podcast, each and every single week I talk to independent musicians about the music they make, how they find cool new music, and everything in between. I hope you're doing fantastic out there. This is the penultimate episode of the season. It's been such a fun season, honestly, and I've been so happy to kind of be able to do it. It's the first season on WPNR, so again, thank you so much for listening on there. If you're not, I'm sorry I talk about it a lot, I guess you'll deal with it. But this week on the podcast, we have another returning band. So, Broken Baby, I had them back on when they had their latest single, Manic Panic, which, if you listen to the episode, I didn't shut up about how much I absolutely loved that song. Like, I was obsessed, and I still am, but they have a brand new album for me to be obsessed about called Late Stage Optimism, which is out right now. Like, as you hear the words I speak, you could go and stop this podcast, look at your provider of choice, and find Late Stage Optimism. I am hoping that you don't do that because, I spend time in this podcast. We talk. There's some juicy information in this podcast that you don't want to miss. And that album's always going to be there. Podcasts don't have that much shelf life. Come on. Sit down, sit your butt down. It's only an hour. And then after, you can go and listen to Late Stage Optimism as much as you want. But it's a fun conversation. We sit down, we talk about writing the album, we talk about live shows, we end up talking about pizza sushi and drawing, and it is a fun conversation. And Broken Baby, like, I have so much fun hanging out and chatting with Amber and Alex. They're just so cool. It's great, and like, it's always so happy to hang out with them. But we also play the track Maniac from the new album as a nice little closer, so there's that too. And I've been holding this as the last thing I mentioned because the podcast is now being syndicated on college radio. I have to be a little more careful about no words. And if you were listening the whole season, it was really bad in the beginning, and it kind of tapered off by the time we got here. And effectively what happened is the pendulum swung right back. I don't know how many swears are in this episode, but I think it has the record of the nightlife episode I did beat. So I just wanted to kind of put that up there. You might be hearing a lot of clown honks if you're listening on radio. If not, you are hearing just a lot of just us cursing to curse. Either way, I hope you enjoy it. But with all that being said, sit back, relax, enjoy, and do whatever you got to do. Here is my conversation with Broken Baby. Hello, everyone. Okay, I gotta tell you, it feels weird doing the intro while you're having an audience look at you while you do the intro. Is I lifted up my hand.
No.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. My name's Malik, and right now I'm hanging out with Amber and Alex from Broken Baby as they aggressively stare me down. How's it going?
Going great.
We're great. How are you?
Doing lovely. I mean, again, pulling back the curtain, I think we've talked for like 10 minutes before all this, so it's literally all good.
Typical.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all fun. I was late to the interview I was almost late to the interview because of one reason. I saw a tweet from Earth, Wind, and Fire saying, "Hey, got any plans tomorrow?" And I was like, "What's tomorrow?" And I realized that tomorrow's September 21st. So I almost was late to this interview because I was listening to September.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Dude, when Earth, Wind, and Fire calls, you have to take the call.
You take the call.
You take the call. Oh my God, you're right. It's so tomorrow. Yeah, that's amazing. It's always nice to like have a song that has like a reference like that, because then you know that's always going to come, and it's not Christmas. So you're not like crowding out or getting crowded out of the marketplace, like if we should write a song that's just like September 25th at 4:08 p.m.
You should have done 22nd. Oh,
yeah, probably should have done 22nd. But then it would be like, if someone could be like 4:07, be like, that's not our song.
Oh no, yeah. You got to be very like, are you going to go down to like the second?
Yeah, for sure. And 52 milliseconds.
I think actually Childish Gambino did something where he had like his last album had like the track time as like the song title.
Yeah.
That is smart.
I don't know because everyone forgot about that album in a week, so I don't really know if it was smart.
Maybe it wasn't so smart.
Well, it isn't now anymore. It's not smart anymore.
We have a friend who has a band, and all the songs are like, it's this great band called Kyra Knife Fight, and they have all the songs in their last album are like A-42, A-43, and it's like, oh yeah, the song about the guy and the fire and the thing, and
You
it's
really
like,
have to listen to
what's
the
it
song.
called? You got to go through all the stupid song titles to figure out what the song is.
Oh, that's fun.
No, it's not fun.
Well, it's like a game. It's also like joke's on you.
Yeah.
For being our fans.
Listen, if our fans have high intellect levels, and if you can't handle that,
Right.
then that is your problem.
And calculators, graphic ones.
Right.
You need
Graphic.
To have
Not graphic.
you need to have an answer sheet.
That's just a phone.
That's true. The other thing I want to bring up is we have another honor, and I feel like I have to call it out, especially in the episode, because I am 5 years old. But take a wild guess what episode number this is.
420.
No, I wish.
69.
69.
Yep.
Nice.
Nice. Up top.
Hi, Ty. High five.
And I feel like you would all get a kick out of that honor, so at the very least, I wanted to mention it.
Ooh, that is cool.
We do get a kick out of that. And in honor of this episode title, I humbly request that all of your listeners find someone, stranger, family member, whatever, farm animal, 69 that person.
Experience 69 with that person.
Experience the number.
While listening to the episode, or actually listening to Late Stage Optimism, because it'll be out by then. So boom.
Nice transition. Nice save.
Nice.
There you
Nice
go.
save.
You're way better at this than we are.
I mean, I've done this for too many years, but speaking of that, like, it's about, you're less than a week out. It's a few days. We're literally talking about it on Monday. How's it feel to have this album like right around the corner?
Oh man.
God, I do feel like I should probably take a shower. I feel a little dirty. But also I'm hungry now. I'm hungry and thirsty. I think that's all related to the record.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I feel tired.
Okay.
I'm already a little
Annoyed.
No, I'm not annoyed, but like when you make something, it could be chicken pot pie, it could be an album, whatever. While you're like sort of just when it's done and you're like looking at it and it's steaming and it looks like so delicious and delectable and you're like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've ever made. And then you're like eating it and you're like, okay, I'm full. And then you're like, there's all these leftovers. So you're eating it for days to come. By day 5, if you never
want to see a pot pie again.
Ever again. And we're almost there where we've heard these songs so many times that we are almost, well, me, I don't know about you, but we're almost there where we're like, I'm ready to never hear these songs again.
We haven't even really played these songs live.
Yeah.
that much. Just once, actually. The new songs.
Yeah. But we had 2 tours, both of which were canceled. And so we rehearsed them a whole bunch.
We rehearsed them a bunch.
And we played them a ton. So we could be a super well-oiled rock and roll machine. But then those things got canceled. So we literally have played them dozens of times for no one.
No, we're not complaining. We're very optimistic.
Late stage optimism.
We're late stage optimistic about it. I'm actually really excited for even our album release show this Saturday at the Moroccan Lounge with Young Winona Band. That's their Instagram handle. To perform these songs again. It's going to be really, really fun to perform them for people, because that's the way that I think that these songs should be experienced, is live.
Absolutely. And I literally was going to mention that about, like, I know it has to be hard to be like, hey, like, we've been working on these songs for so long, but to finally be like, okay, it's time to now present them. And I mean, didn't you guys do a show already? I forgot exactly when. How did that feel?
Did June 28th. We played our first show back, and it was right before like the Delta variant snuck around the corner, and didn't really sneak, but we were all like just ignoring that this thing was coming back. So yeah, and then after that, shows started getting canceled because people were like planning tours and shows. We're like, yay, we're free, we're open. It was all a lie.
Yeah.
That show was real fun. It was
That
sold
show
out.
was really, really fun. Yeah. Sold out show with our buds, egg drop soup. It was really fun. Super fun.
Absolutely. And I do feel bad about like the Delta variant because it did feel like a moment of just like, okay, let's go. We're all good. Like, I mean, I know we keep mentioning the word, but I think it's album title, so much optimism. And then literally just go, pop, and you're like, oh, well, never mind then.
Yeah, we were so close to the happy days again.
Yeah.
That's okay. We that's what, artists, you bounce back, you figure it out. And, we don't have a 9 to 5. We feel privileged to be able to play these songs. And that's great. Oh, wow. Alex just drew a picture for you, Malik. That's what he was doing. He wasn't on his Instagram, but he drew this for you. That's a peanut with a top hat.
Hold on, I'm taking another screenshot.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I think I did. That is a very lovely character. There's a lot of visual aids that need to be happened for this episode, just because I feel like it enhances it. But where were we at? I completely lost track because of the peanut.
Yeah, nice going, Alex.
Yeah, we are excited to play the songs. Okay, fine. We're excited to play shows.
Fine, we're motherfucking excited to play the songs and play the shows. And no, we're really excited for the album to come out.
I'm excited to color in this dude's top hat now.
Alex
What
is
colors
working on his art skills. Say that again.
What color is it going to be though?
Well, I just have a blue pen, so it's got to be blue.
It's gonna be blue.
That's fair.
Maybe I should get some other colors.
Why don't you pay attention?
I am.
Well, let's pay attention.
I'm here for the chaos. I mean, in terms of like hat colors aside, I mean, I remember reading the interview in LA Weekly. Congrats on that.
Ooh.
And I heard that I remember reading in words that like you have to rework some of the parts of the album. I just want to know like what made you guys go into that decision in terms of just saying, okay, hey, like we have it done, but like why should we shift in this direction and like get these new songs out?
Well, because we were in quarantine, we didn't have anything else to do. I was working in my garden, and Alex was learning some old like Led Zeppelin guitar riffs. And we just actually, the more we played the songs, the more we were not happy with the ones that we had on there. And so we scrapped them and then wrote new songs and then reworked a few others.
Yeah, I think that,
because we had the time.
Yeah, in the beginning, nobody knew what was going to happen. Was this going to be a week? Was it going to be a month? Was this going to be permanent? So from what I remember, a lot of people were making bread and people were watching that Lion King, or not Lion King, the
Tiger King. I forgot about
the
Tiger King.
Yeah.
You have not seen it?
No, I forgot about it. I forgot about it.
Same. So many stages of
COVID.
COVID.
Like, we were just sort of like waiting around for this to blow over. And then when it didn't blow over, I think that's when it started to become like, okay, we need to shift. What do they call that? Pivot in the business world. We need to pivot. And so I just went back into the studio, quote unquote, which is the other room in our house. And I was mixing some stuff for some other people actually at the time. And because I'm a producer, engineer, mixer person on the side, as well as being a
rock and roller
and an artist of stick figures and top hats. And so I was working on someone else's mix, and I was hearing some things in the back of my mind that were like, I think I need to re-listen to some of these mixes for Broken Baby. And I did remix a few things, but really for the most part,
compressors.
Oh yeah, we just changed a bunch of stuff. I mean, that's really boring, but
I remember you went through a huge phase of learning compressors.
Well, relearning them. Really.
Well, you enhanced your knowledge of it, and it was like it opened the door to new Broken Baby tunes. You were listening to songs differently and finding different inspirations, and that's kind of what really was the impetus to even writing some of those new songs, I think.
So we did that. We wrote new songs, and we brought with us, I'm a tinkerer. So I was tinkering with stuff and reading about stuff and learning about, all different kinds of, gain staging and, different kinds of compression and the soft knees and hard knees and, stuff that about because a studio rap, but you don't know what they're called, or you don't know how to manipulate them even more precisely. So we started getting pretty deep in the audio side of it, and then that kind of just gave birth to new sounds, new songs, and so then we just had a problem of overcrowding where we had too many songs, and so the weak ones had to go.
Yeah, we had to kill them off.
Are they in your backyard?
They are buried in the backyard.
They are.
But I planted a tree on top of them, so they are becoming something different now.
Yeah, they got an honorable, we shot a gun in the air and played taps.
There's nothing wrong with that. But
yeah.
I did notice in the track listing that there is a 2021 version of Don't Be Rude. So I want to know, when going through and kind of like looking back and being, okay, we want to tinker things, was this something that was like original or like originally in like the first pass of the album? Or was it something when like, hey, I'm learning about all these new things, let's maybe come here and like see if we can like tweak this song up a little bit?
Dude, you're the first person that noticed that.
Really?
Which, maybe not noticed, but asked us about that. So thank you. Alex, take it away.
Oh, this is me again? Well,
because I wasn't quite sure if I was like, why do we need to put our Don't Be Rude on the album? Because we already did that on the EP.
The original version sucked.
It didn't suck. It was different.
It just, I don't know. I think that songs can be still evolving, If you ever go see Bob Dylan, he does not play anything the way it sounds on the records. It's hard to even recognize what the song is until he gets to the chorus. And to me, as a musician, I think that's exciting. I think it's exciting to hear songs be given new vision.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been playing Don't Be Rude on the road and at shows for years, long after the recorded version.
Yeah, that song is always 100% always in the set list.
And I just thought that the version of it that we did was it was too affected. It was too like trying to be something because we didn't really know what we were then.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that we did know who we were better than we did then, it just kind of felt like this was one that maybe could use another set of eyes, another crack at it. So we did, and I just thought it sounded great. We had our touring crew, Brian Griffin and Adam Popek play bass and drums, and so and I got to mix that and them on a couple other tracks in the record, and I just thought it sounded great.
Yeah.
A lot of bands, and I think we struggle with this too, are like, we already did that song, like, we're not gonna do it again, and that's where we were at first. But then our friend Salim Narala, who's like kind of like he runs or he has another record label that I help run, and he's kind of helped us a lot. Like,
he's a great sounding board.
And he was just like, I just think this song is so cool, and I think this version is so cool. I just think it should be on the record, and people will discover it for the first time.
Yeah. Well, also we were doing live from quarantine versions, and I think we had maybe wanted to do that or if we did,
right? But
then the live-ish from quarantine sounded so much better, and we're like, wow, this sounds great. Let's like record that for real. And so we did, and it just sounded like it does live. Really got rid of some of the bells and whistles.
And it was never on like a proper album. It was on an EP that we released only digitally.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I felt like
gave it a physical space.
Gave it some physical space.
Now as a home in everyone else's home.
That's right.
Yes.
I mean, I'm just getting very cheesy there, but
I like it.
Absolutely. So I mean, like, how many songs originally, I don't remember the number, how many songs originally from like the first pass and like this new pass like got switched around?
I think it was always 11, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
It was either 10 or 11.
How many songs did we cut?
Oh, I think we cut 4 or 5.
So we replaced 4 or 5 songs. Yeah. We replaced 5 songs.
Okay, yeah. So then we got rid of 5 songs.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We'd written a bunch of songs too that have never been released, and there was this one song called "The Drummer Sucks," and there was another song called
"God and Candy."
There's a bunch of like B-sides that some of them we were kind of reluctantly throwing on the album because we're like, oh well, I guess we should have whatever 11 songs or whatever, and this really gave us the opportunity to cut the fat without feeling like we were putting a song on the record. Like every song on this record
is great.
We love.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no...
Or we think they're great. We like them.
There's no deep cuts here.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I think that everything's radical from what I've heard so far. I mean...
Well, thank you.
I've been playing it a lot, and I'm gonna... Like, I mean, honestly, like, I do it for the interviews, but I mean, I was listening to Madonna's A Dick a lot, like, cause sorry, I was like trying to look at my Spotify, but yeah,
Yeah.
I've been listening to Madonna's A Dick like aggressively a lot. So like
Nice.
so I don't know what happened. Like I listened to it a ton when like I first got the song and I heard it, and then listen one day I was like, I want to hear it again, and just ever since that day, I just have been like, I can vibe with this. I can fuck with this. This is gonna be on college radio, but we're gonna. I mean, and of course I can vibe with it because I love everything you're doing. But like this one, I just don't know why. It's the same energy I had with the Manic Panic, where I didn't shut up about it.
Oh, Brad, that's good. That's great.
Well, we love that. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
With that song, also, we should also mention that while we wrote new songs to cut the fat on the record, we also rewrote a couple songs, and that was
Madonna's A Dick. We rewrote like 5 times, and which is new for us because EP we just kind of threw it out there. The first LP, we also didn't go through any editing. We were just like, yep, these are the songs. Let's put them out. No big deal. And then this one we actually edited. We reworked them a lot. We thought about it maybe way too much. And we're like, oh, this is what it might feel like to be like other bands.
Right. To be like a professional band. So that song got a good overhaul.
Yeah. It just wasn't right. And you were like, no, it's right. We had not a fight. We don't have fights, but like we had a pretty big debate and argument over it.
Because I just didn't want to fucking do it again.
No, I know. I'm just like, but it's just not there yet. And I am not happy with the way that it is. So yeah.
I think sometimes when we finish a song, we're like, okay, like we finished this. Let's take some time away from it and come back. Whenever that happens, we always come back and are bummed about the song.
That's true.
You just, you know what I mean? Like, we're not writing literary fiction here. Like this is rock and roll music. If it really doesn't just grab you by the throat, it's just not going to later.
Yeah.
I think there's songs that can grow on you. Like, I don't think we feel the same about the song Maniac.
Right.
Like, I really like that song. And I think Amber doesn't like it as much.
It's not my. Sorry. Is that bad to say? It's not my favorite. I mean, it is our single that's coming out on Wednesday.
I mean, it'll be contextualized by the whole interview, unless someone just goes straight here. I mean, I don't know what mad person will come and listen to this podcast before the album, but hey, there might be those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't know. I think that there's just. Yeah, I don't know what I was saying.
Yeah, I think it was great, though.
I think I made my point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was wondering about Manic, because I was looking at Bandcamp, and I'm just like, wait, why is Manic Panic not, like, why can't I not listen to it here? Because I was curious about it, but that explains it. That makes so much more sense now.
Because Bandcamp is also weird where you have to, like, I don't understand how to work Bandcamp that well, but I know that, yeah, that's basically the short answer. I'm not sure how Bandcamp works.
Let's get Bandcamp on the horn right now.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to add things to the album and without deleting it for the people who bought it before and blah, 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 because it's been out since 2019. So, yeah.
There you go. But Alex, I have a question, because I remember looking through Instagram once, or looking at IG stories, and I remember a particular Instagram story where you were not jazzed about self-promotion. And here at Against the Algorithm, we do nothing but expand your comfort zones. I mean, you're already here. I want you to earn your meal ticket. I need an advertisement for Late Stage Optimism.
Oh, dude, are you ready?
Sure.
Do you want to cry first?
Just go do something else.
No, do it. Come on, got this.
You got
what
this.
am I supposed to do? I don't understand.
You're supposed to promote Late Stage Optimism. Tell the people why it's great and why you should listen to it. What makes it better than other albums that you would listen to on Friday that's coming out?
Well, it does have a pretty cover.
The cover is pretty rad.
The cover is cool. Have you seen the cover?
Yes.
I think the cover is pretty cool. It's like fun
and physical.
It's like our own version of Sgt. Pepper's.
That is a good
there's like lots of little details in there and stuff that you can kind of get, and that's fun. I think that's kind of a fun nod to like old albums and the care that used to go into making album covers. We were talking about this the other day where someone had like posted like the single art for their single. It was a band, I don't remember who it was. And it was literally just like a selfie. And it was just like someone was like, click. And that was the, like that was the picture. And Amber showed it to me and she's like, is this where we're at? Is this just like where we're just like throwing up whatever? And I actually like that. I kind of like the sort of rejection of art in the sense where you're just like, yeah, it's literally here. Like, I remember there was a great cover of I think it was like a System of a Down. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
System of a Down record. And it was just like, steal this. Do you remember that? Was that System of a Down or was it Korn or something? No, it was System of a Down. And it just had a picture of a CDR and on the CDR was written, steal this. And that was at the time when people were like all up in arms about pirating music and downloading and ripping music. And I just thought like, that's really cool.
But that isn't a rejection of art. I mean, it may be, but it's part of the of like pop culture at that time and what's going on in times.
Right, which is what that album cover you pointed out to me is the same thing.
Damn it! Right.
So I love that as well. But I also like, like the Who Sell Out. Like, what a great concept for an album cover where each one of them is like, what's his name is like in a bath of baked beans. It's like there's just something
Andy
really
Warhol,
cool. Yeah, and the Andy Warhol Velvet Underground cover. And so we wanted to do something that was cool like that. And we hired our friend Amber Navarro, who is fucking genius. If you don't follow her at on Instagram, I think is Ambar Cutie.
Ambar B Cutie.
Ambar B Cutie. She makes the craziest, coolest stuff, and she's so smart. And we just were like, we have this idea. It's just like we're in a room and there's stuff everywhere. And she just kind of took it and was off to the races. And she made a great cover image. So I'm not very good at being like, you should listen to our band because we rock. I can definitely say that the album cover is I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of what Amber did. She's made a couple of the great album covers. She did one for the Paranoids, and she's done some stuff for Death Valley Girls. And I'm super proud of that. And then the other thing I'll say is that we worked really hard on this record. Amber worked incredibly hard on the lyrics and the melodies. I mean,
I really just showed up. He's lying. I just showed up.
It's not true. This is supposed to be an endorsement.
Sorry, I'm not good at this.
This is not
either.
easy for me.
I'm not very. You're right. You're correct. Thank you, Alex. It's very good.
So that's it. We just, we worked really, really hard on it. And I'm not too big on the like, well, you may not like it, but you got to respect it. But I do think that there is like, I think there's an element to be respected in what we did.
Absolutely.
And that's my endorsement.
There you go. So my next question is,
please God, don't let it be for me.
I mean, it could be for either of you. We talked about the album cover, Broken Baby NFT when.
Oh, right.
What?
We need to do an NFT.
Yeah.
Oh, is that still a thing?
It's a non-fungible token.
I don't honestly know if it's a thing anymore. I
don't know either. I think that shit may have sailed.
I hope the shit has sailed.
Hold on. Because I think the last one I saw that was really aggressive was like, I think the Never Gonna Give You Up song, or like the music video was gonna be an NFT, and that was like the last thing I saw about it.
Wow.
What?
Like the Rick Astley?
Yeah, like the video. And like, I don't know if it was fake or not. I'm about to check. So if anyone in the anyone hears, I mean, sorry, not sorry, but like they were like, oh yeah, the video's going to be deleted and it's going to, or whatever. And I'm like, what?
That's amazing.
What?
I think Kings of Leon did an NFT thing.
Yeah, they spearheaded that thing, didn't they?
Did that work out well for them?
I didn't hear anything since. I remember they were like, hey, we're gonna. Oh yeah, no, they didn't do anything weird. But yeah, they were doing something where it's like, hey, if you buy like NFT, you could like get concert tickets or like other things along with it. Like you got like physical perks or like other perks beyond just being like, I own this. So like I think in that aspect, like it's kind of more or less kind of like being like a nerdy fan club or just club, or fan clubs that burn the world. Right.
Wow.
I mean, the truth is any artist who tries to be at the forefront of technology always looks a fool. You kind of have to wait until the technology really takes hold before you can I remember Billy Idol made a record, and it was like called like Cyberpunk or something. And this was like early aughts, maybe even 99 or whatever. And it was just like, dude, like, you just look ridiculous in these songs. Actually, some of the songs were pretty good, but you know what I mean? He was trying to change from being like the English Manchester punk pop guy to like a cyberpunk guy.
Yeah. Like,
you know, because he was, you know, this was like at the advent of the internet and AOL and all, and just like, let's just.
Yeah.
Like, no one kind of, like, anyone who kind of was trying to lean into the internet around that time got, like, there was no real way to do it unscathed. It just basically kind of looked like the Matrix and like all those like hackers. I'm in, like,
yeah,
in like just big jackets and just. I mean, it's timely because the Matrix back, but yeah, like I feel like everything around that time that was like trying to like go in that like aesthetic of like futurism has been, I don't know what's wrong with my throat, was like really kind of like in that like campy niche.
I agree.
Yeah.
So no NFTs here, but you know, maybe
we have vinyl.
I mean that's true. That works. That works.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
not exactly at the forefront of technology, but we are at the rear end of it.
Yeah, we're at the service entrance.
We're in the caboose of technology.
You're not in the cassette level, so I mean, we're like,
I don't know. Cassettes were trendy. We couldn't do that.
Thought about it.
We're just like, I don't understand cassettes anymore.
We just don't have a cassette player.
Yeah.
Me neither. I don't know. Like, there's some people who've had on the podcast who's done like limited like edition cassettes. And I'm just like, I would love to get one, but I'm like, I can't justify it because literally, like, at least with the vinyls I have up there, I don't have a vinyl player because my cats broke it, but eventually I can buy a new one. I don't know where I'm going to get a cassette player.
Right.
I know. Nobody, like, come on, just let that technology die.
Yeah, move on.
You know?
Move on.
And speaking of moving on, I wanted to thread the needle there. I want
a word from our sponsor. Let me tell you, the Brew Doctor Kombucha is really great. I'm currently tasting the Island Mango, Passion Fruit, Ginger Green Tea. Okay.
How does it taste, Amber?
Very bubbly, very tasty, very earthy.
But hey, listen, Broken Baby and Against the Algorithm are looking for sponsors. This podcast isn't cheap. I know the show is called Against the Algorithm, but I will gladly submit to corporate sponsors, please. But
Gimme. Okay, sorry, continue.
No, you're good. But the next question I have is the general, just kind of like, I know the album's about to come out, and there's a lot of like, just things are still up in the air about live shows. What is next in the world of Broken Baby?
We have our album release show on Saturday. That has not gotten canceled. We are, still playing like local shows. And after the album's released, I got to get to work on some more music videos because I'd like to do some for like He Likes Me and Cloud Coverage and Jack White Money and some other songs that are my favorites on the record. So we're just going to continue putting music videos out and then take a break. We might take a vacation. Take a vacation. We might do one of those. I heard those are great this time of year. And then we'll get back to writing. Well, we don't even really know what we want from the next record yet. So I'm sure it'll take some time.
I don't know. We don't take a lot of time between projects. So I'm sure that
it'll just pop out like a baby.
A broken baby?
Like a broken baby.
But-um-bum.
But-um-bum. That's really more like
I'm thinking about the logistics. I'm seriously thinking about the logistics of this. This is dangerous. This
You need a sample pad so you can do one of those things where someone says something that's kind of like whatever you can be. Okay, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
I don't have it like
Hey, get off my thing. Hey, what's up?
So, I mean, I did college radio and I had a button bar on my show, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I was an absolute menace with that thing. Like, I mean, like among all the things I did, because like I put some people through torture.
I'm ready.
I did college radio too. I used bubbles a lot.
Bubbles?
You got
I don't know why, but there was a bubble sound, and I just was obsessed with the bubbles.
Was it like a single like boop, or was it like blah, blah?
It was like bubbling bubbles.
Well, was your show like underwater themed or something like that?
Not at all.
I mean,
It had no place.
at least I was a defense. I mean, I don't know why I remember this, but there was one time I was listening to another college radio station because they were like the richer one in the area, and we were like, man, screw them. And we listened, and they're like literally like they were talking about their vacation in Europe, and that was the show. And they were talking about getting chicken Sammys in like France. And me and my friend Calico are just looking at each other like it's like we're like the music and program director at the time. We're like, are they seriously talking about chicken Sammys on air? And
Wow.
and the level of petty we were at, we tried to call them to like troll them to be like, can you tell us more about the chicken Sammys? So I don't know. I don't know who are the real losers there, us or them. And the best thing is that this is going to be playing on the radio station.
Oh my God. I mean, what college did you go to?
Utica College.
Amazing.
Wow.
Upstate New York. I went to school for the lucrative career of journalist.
Nice.
Wow.
And going for journalism degree in 2016 was interesting. There literally was a class where the head of the department basically sat us down and was like, hey, how does it feel that the president called all of you traitors to the nation? And we're like, we don't know.
Jesus,
Yeah,
dude,
that is interesting.
What a time to be alive. Jesus.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
I mean, the worst thing was like, I was going for journalism, but I also was like, I want to do music journalism. So I'm like,
Well, it's like, you're really narrowing your options there.
You know, I was thinking about that because I was really, really dead set on saying, hey, I'm going to be a radio DJ. And that just didn't happen because everywhere I applied to basically was like, nope, 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 nope.
Oh, yeah.
And it was basically I'm like talking to my advisor. I don't know how it's ended up with me talking so much. I'm going to end it here.
I love it.
But it was basically like, yeah, you have a ton of experience and you basically ran a station and you're going to ask for way more money. So they're not going to go for you. And I'm like, fair.
Exactly. You're too qualified.
I mean,
just say yes.
I'm bad at just accepting compliments lately. I don't know. But
oh, man.
Okay, self-promotion, 30 seconds.
Go.
Hey. Hey, make sure to listen to Against the Algorithm podcast, where we talk to cool, interesting artists about the music make, how they find cool new music, and everything in between on WPNR 90.7 FM Utica College Pioneer Radio. Boom.
You did way better than I did. Mine took like 15 minutes.
No offense, but that was better than yours, Alex. Yeah. Nice job.
Well, I did rate one. I said nothing, basically. I just kind of did like Donnie from the Wild Thornberries. Like, I had the voice because of all the promos I did. So that's all just like promo voice, which is like Trapaholics. We make it look easy.
But it is practice, though. It is a practice thing.
I wonder even if terrestrial radio is. I mean, everyone's like terrestrial radio is not going to survive. I mean, it's doing just fine. I think for the most part. I mean, well, the smaller radio stations are getting eaten up by the bigger radio stations because that's how capitalism works. Ain't it grand? But I mean, it seems like there's still a lot of like personalities out there, and I think that's what draws people to radio. Like, I remember when K-Rock first started. Or I first started listening to K-Rock like in LA. And what I thought about that station was like they were playing the songs that I wanted to hear, which was like, like Smashing Pumpkins, Nirvana, PJ Harvey. Like that was the first time I heard PJ Harvey was on K-Rock in LA. And I didn't really care about the people who were announcing the songs. But I do remember that like on Kiss FM in New York, which played like hip hop and R&B, that the personalities were everything.
Oh, yeah.
It was everything.
For sure.
And it was just such an exciting way to listen to music. And I guess like the in-between was like Z100 or something. Like there was still some personalities. But I think that people are going to start listening to terrestrial radio again when the personalities come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to become extraterrestrial.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm sorry.
I mean, that's a perfect one. Like that was a layup. I'm going to be honest there. And I mean, it's kind of interesting because like all the people, like all the personalities are kind of now starting to shift over into just kind of like fields like this, where it's like, hey, I started a YouTube channel, or hey, I started a podcast. And like that's the thing. It's like, so like it is interesting now that like there's a point of where like people are like, I can like build my own like environment around my personality and what I want to do. But I also do like the biggest thing I miss about the radio station, which is something I got to do like when the show was like first getting back on there, which was like just playing stuff, like being the person to like pick stuff and be like, okay, I am in control of whatever X amount of people at the very moment are listening to, and they might absolutely love it and they might not, they might hate it, but like living for that, like I have the power is like, I love like being able to play like cool stuff and like that, like, and the support that comes with it.
Yeah, that's fun. That is fun.
When I was in my last band, we did a lot of radio promo stuff. We would like show up at radio stations, play an acoustic song, do an interview, whatever. And I just remember like over the years as we would continue to go back that the station just got shabbier and shabbier, you know, like the staff got thinner and thinner, not physically, but less and less people, you know, and it was a really depressing time. It was a depressing time to be witnessing like what we all thought was the end of terrestrial radio.
Right.
And then, you know, but there were still like a lot of people, you know, personalities who moved on to do, like you said, podcasts or things on their own. And but it would be really great to get in your car and like turn on the radio and hear those people again. You know, I mean, I know a lot of people are like, you know, on the fence about, you know, what they feel about, what's his name, Howard Stern or people like that. But like, you know, there was something about, I don't know, there was so much more continuity in what Howard Stern was doing than what Joe Rogan is doing.
Oh yeah. Right.
You know, I mean, I'm not trying to knock Joe Rogan. I mean, I'm not a big fan, you know, at all. But I just think it was like Joe Rogan's trying to be smart, and Howard Stern was trying to be human. Mm-hmm. You know, and when you're human, you're flawed, and it's okay. But when you're trying to be smart and you're flawed,
then you're just an asshole.
You're just an asshole.
Then you end up taking horse dewormer. We don't need to get into that, but that's what happens.
I mean, but also, you know, and a lot of people attack, you know, Joe Rogan for many, many reasons. And I'm all for attacking people for the right reasons. But, you know, but one thing I do notice is like, it's just this like, just this lack of self-consciousness. Howard Stern was always very self-conscious. And I thought there was something, you know, I'm from New York, I grew up in New York. And so there was something really like felt home to me about that. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to be like, Howard Stern sucks or whatever, but I don't know. I would like those people to come back to terrestrial radio. I'd like you to go back to terrestrial radio and have your own show.
People have been actually trying to convince me to kind of take the format of the show I had in college and kind of convert it into ATA, and I'm like on the fence about it, but like 2 or 3 people have been like, hey, maybe you should like do that. And it was like more of a music news show, and I'm like, that was all fun and games when I only had classwork, but then I had to like try to convince people to come on air with pizzas while I ran around and figured out what Kanye West did that week. And part of me was like, I miss it, but the other part of me is like, I don't know if I have the energy to like run around and like do that with just me. I would love to do it probably if I had a team.
Yeah.
Well, now you know what you're going to do when you have a team.
Pizza.
No, that's not it.
Now I'm hungry.
I know. Me too.
Looking at the word pizza.
I know. We're looking at pizza. Damn it.
But I want to kind of ask the usual questions because I want to kind of compare and contrast. I don't remember the exact answers, but I want to also ask, I mean, now 2 years onwards, what are the ways that you guys are finding cool, interesting music that's getting you excited? 2 years into the pandemic, 2 years into just life, older, wiser, a pre-teen baby.
I find a lot of music on Twitter. I find a lot of music through the bands that I already like to listen to, or I don't think I don't get it from like publications like Spin or Pitchfork or whatever. I don't listen to, or I don't read any of that stuff. I literally get all of my music recommendations and things that I'm really excited about is word of mouth from friends, fans, and which is oftentimes on Twitter.
That's true. And like there's a big community around it too. I feel like there's like the Twitter community is so tight knit and like everyone's there to support each other. And it's honestly really, really cool to see. Yeah,
I really like Twitter. I really like Twitter.
Which is wild to say.
I know. I'm just like, what? Why?
You're also very good at it.
That's
well, no, I mean, I don't know what good means. It just
you don't get into fights with people.
Oh, well, I'm just engaging with music people. I mean,
those people fight with each other.
Yeah, I guess. I just, and also, mute certain words that I don't want to ever have on my timeline. And some of them are artists that I'm just like, if I hear one more person talking about this band or artist, I'm going to shoot myself because we're going around in circles and,
Thoughts on Machine Gun Kelly?
What? No, I would never.
The fact that Amber is like just already knows everything about what I'm talking just without just saying his name. All I'll say is this man's about to get bullied into a third genre. I can't wait to hear his country album. Anyway.
Oh my God, that's funny. Can't wait to hear his country album. That's true.
Well, yeehaw.
Cool.
I mean, the yeehaw agenda is here.
It is.
Yeah.
We're living it.
Are we? I mean, I don't see your cowboy hat.
You don't see the top of my head. The top of my head
is it a tiny?
It is. That's true.
I will keep the suspension of disbelief, and I'll just live with that, and I will accept there's a little the slight heads up to be like. But besides Twitter, like I know we talked about like publications, but are there any other ways? Like Alex, do you have any particular ways?
I bands I follow on Instagram. We'll mention other bands and I'll check them out. There's this band that I love from Austin called Exhalants, and they're always posting about bands that they're playing with.
Yes,
and we try to do that a lot. We try to post bands that we like. So that's how I find bands. I found a band today called Doug. Ooh. It's just like this 2-piece noise band from, I think they're from Minneapolis or something, and I find music that way.
Cool. Yeah, other bands. It's so important for other bands to support other bands.
Yeah, say that again because
it's
for
important.
The people in the back.
I will. It is important for bands to support other bands.
Like it should be 50-50. Yeah. Talking about your own stupid band and talking about someone else's stupid band.
Because it's all about
we're very passionate about it.
I mean, it's all about like, hey, like no one's in it to be like, hey, like I'm the best. Like you got to be in to be like, I like making music. This is the stuff I make, and I'm a fan of music. Or like at that point, right. What are you doing it for?
Right. That's kind of what baffles me because it, it does get like a little tiring of like promoting your own stuff. And I'm like exhausted, like, even just promoting ourselves. I'm just like, oh, I'm so bored of myself. And putting it into your timeline, listening to other music is just, it's enriching, and it's important to support other bands because we are all in this together. Not to say that competition isn't real. But it's like, you can still be competitive and still support each other.
Absolutely. So I have to ask, in the spirit of supporting bands, I don't know how I'm so good at Lely's transitions today. Who are some bands or artists that you're listening to right now that you feel like deserve more love than they are currently getting?
Let me get my phone.
Well, let me get my phone. Oh wait, it's right here.
I can also
obviously Young Winona. I can't help it.
I've never heard of them.
Band.
They seem random.
Yeah, I know you've never heard of them before, but I love the band Go Fever. They're about to put out a record in October. They're starting like with their album cycle, so they're releasing singles right now.
They're great.
Lord Friday the 13th is another band from Austin. They just put out an EP. They're fucking rad. Wow, those are 2 Austin bands. I love Reckling. They're an LA band.
Tummy Ache, which is a band that was on our label, is putting out another record on her own.
An EP.
It's super cool.
Mm-hmm. Tummy Ache, yep.
God, now I'm looking at all I see is like all the old stuff we've been listening to.
We'll go to the Rock Junk playlist.
Oh yeah, we have a playlist.
Yeah, we
do maintain a playlist on Spotify of like new stuff that we're constantly coming in contact with.
Yeah, I mean, we even really like. Oh man, this band called Pompoko.
Just so good.
They released an album. Was it this year? Yeah, I think so. That album is fucking amazing. Pleasure Venom, also in Austin. It's like a punk band. They're rad. Extra Special. She's the girl is the lead singer of Grimstreaker in New York.
Which is a badass band.
Which is a badass like punk band. And then she went on her own and did like this really beautiful EP that she wrote in like, I don't know, Canada somewhere. Was it Ontario or Toronto? They're so opposite, but somewhere up there.
Spoken like a true American.
Yep. Where is this? Is Canada south of there?
There's another band, friends of ours, called Jagged Baptist Club, and they put out or are putting out a record, and it's really good.
Yeah, they're doing a residency right now, and their shows are always pretty packed in LA, so that's really cool to see.
They need to button up their shirts a little bit, though. It's getting a little ridiculous.
He's being funny.
A lot of really sweaty, fleshy men.
Alex is scared of flesh, right?
And men.
So I mean, like, this sells, man. Look at that. See?
That's what I'm saying. I think it
Alex,
sells.
like, if you're comfortable with it, like, you just gotta do this, and boom, there you go.
Yes.
That's
Not that I don't like to show a little shoulder.
He's more he's like super. I think he's just really scared because it's translucent, you know, and he's afraid that you're going to see right through him, you know?
Yeah.
Fair. But I mean, that's the next album cover. We just have a selfie, just Alex, boom, boom.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
just my chest.
Yes. Yeah.
That would be horrible.
But yeah, who else are you listening to?
I think that's a pretty good list. I mean, you know, I mentioned that band. There's another band called Fox Bodies that's, I think they're an LA band.
No, they are an LA band.
Yeah.
They're LA.
They're putting out a record pretty soon. It's really cool. It's
like performance art.
Yeah, it's like a whole another level of stuff going on there.
Yeah.
And they're like a very punky.
It's like Bikini Kill.
Mm-hmm.
Like very Bikini Kill inspired. Yeah, it's really
super narrative. Like it's really cool.
It's a whole story. It's really great. They just got signed to Kill Rock Stars, so they're burning shit up. I don't know what that means, but they're burning shit up.
Yeah.
They're burning their bras and stuff.
Well, I mean, we can make the definition now. What would that be? What would the definition of burning shit up mean?
They're setting things on fire? Too literal?
I think that's fine. Sometimes you just gotta set things on fire. I mean, I think the word for that's klepto. Or pyro.
Yeah.
Pyro.
I think that's
their career is in the shitter, but they are setting shit on fire.
They are shitting stuff on fire. Yeah. Anyway, we have a whole slew of people. We're just constantly listening to new music.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think with all that being said, I am done. I've exhausted all my questions, but I have to say that because this episode is going to be on college radio, I do have to censor all of this, and I'm not saying it
perfect.
No. And what happened was originally the first few episodes of the season were just a nightmare because it would be me like so used to being like, fuck. I mean, we're at this point, whatever. Fuck. That's going to be a nightmare to edit. And just being completely fine with it. And then being like, oh, I got to edit it. And I think the record is 20 something. And I'm going to be, and I thought I could call it, but I'm not going to lie. I think this episode might be the episode with the most swears in this season.
Hell yes.
I can't not curse. I tried to not curse for one day and it's impossible. It's such an important part of my language of language. Why do we censor ourselves?
You know, language is the four walls of communication, and cursing is the furniture. You know what I mean? You can't just exist in a bare room. You got to have a fucking couch.
You got to sit on some fucking shit.
You got to have some shit.
I just love that you're just like we're really hidden. We're like, you know, yeah. I contributed.
We are goal oriented.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know what the prize will be for whoever does. Maybe I'll send you guys a bar of soap.
Dude,
yeah, exactly.
Send us a Domino's pizza. We'll be fine with that.
Oh yeah. I'll do that because I was supposed to do that. I forgot why, but
oh my god, you sure. I feel like this is a revisit. We talked about this last time. Something about sending someone a pizza.
Yeah. And I'm getting deja vu there because there was something about like pizza. And like someone like released something and we're like, we'll do a pizza party. Domino's sponsor us.
That's right.
God. Domino's and this kombucha company.
Yeah. Send me your address and you'll just randomly get a pizza. Randomly. I said that already.
No, same. I will send a Domino's pizza. Okay, what's your I guess this is going to be the real last question. Favorite pizza toppings?
Onion and mushroom. Light cheese. That if we're talking about Domino's, that's what I would do for Domino's.
I'm writing this down like it's a fucking order.
And I do like the thin crust at Domino's. It's pretty good. Brooklyn style is not bad.
But it's kind of a joke.
Well, because it's Domino's Brooklyn style. Yeah. You're asking for a joke pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do not like those toppings. In fact, I dislike them both.
He loathes them?
I think loathing is the proper word.
Fair.
I think the only real topping to a pizza is black olives.
Oh, gross.
You know, I could have accepted pepperoni.
Wait, what's yours?
Pepperoni and like
yeah.
Well, I'm from New York. Like we were both from New York, but yeah, dude, where would you get black olives on a pizza in New York?
The first time that I had black olives on a pizza was at a place called Two Boots, which I wound up working at for a while, delivering pizza for them. For the record, I'm a terrible pizza delivery person. And they had this black olive pizza, and I was like, what is this hot garbage? And it was so good. It was so good. It's just something about like the creaminess of the cheese and the sharpness of the olive and
the saltiness of the olives.
Yeah, and it's and Two Boots does this great thing where they have like cornmeal on the bottom of their pizza. It's just really good. So that was when I had it the first time. And I've had it with Domino's a bunch, and it's great.
I already know Malik's answer. It's just pepperoni because that's the right answer.
Ding. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be dangerous. I'm visiting home in like a few weeks, and I am just gonna be having so much pizza. And
so good.
My friend told me about this thing called a pizza tour. It's like $50, and you walk. It's like a walking tour, and like you get 3 slices. Like you visit 3 pizza places, and I was excited about it. But Alex's face says everything because I was like, my friends would literally bully me if I told my best friends that I was going on a pizza tour for $50 to get 3 slices of pizza. I told him, and he laughed at me. He was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, never mind."
Where are you? Where is this in New York City?
Yeah, it's in New York City. I forgot what it's called.
What pizza places are they? Like super, prestigious pizza places?
I don't even. It's Scott's Pizzas tours the place, and it's like 3 different. Like it's like different areas. So there's like a few in Brooklyn, a few in Manhattan. There's like bus tours.
Amazing.
You don't know what places you're gonna get. I'm looking at the website now. Yeah, so it's like.
I think I would go on that tour, and I don't care. I'm from Ohio. I can be dumb and cheesy and trashy.
That's fair. But I can't necessarily do that because I tried doing that and I got laughed. I mean, it's also bad that I had to ask the price of a bacon, egg, and cheese because I was nervous because it's like the coffee shop up here has it for $6. And my friend was like, no, it's like $3.
Yeah. The bacon, egg, and cheese is a real New York staple. It's hard between the bacon, egg, and cheese and the pizza, though. I'm not sure which side I...
Side on? Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be some real, like, hipster bullshit. But, like...
I'm ready.
Someone has to have this. A bacon, egg, and cheese pizza.
Right.
Yeah, someone has that, right?
Well, you can get, like, a cheeseburger pizza.
That's not the same. This is a bacon, egg, and cheese pizza.
It must exist.
I looked it up and they're like bacon, egg, and cheese pizza near me. Okay, yeah, it's basically a breakfast pizza. I'm dumb. It's a breakfast pizza.
You told me the other day that sushi pizza is something.
It is
sushi.
We were talking in that pizza episode with the Vice dude.
I still don't understand that, and I don't remember that.
I don't think I'm making it up.
No, you are. Well, not. Yeah, it's like a thing. It's a Canadian dish. Originated from Toronto, and it's a sushi pizza fusion. It's a Canadian thing?
Oh, weird. I didn't know it was Canadian. I thought it was like a Japanese thing.
Yeah, like I'm looking at it, and it's like the rice is like the dough, and then there's like the seaweed there, and then like you have like the toppings on top.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and that's what I'm seeing. It's basically it's like the seaweed is like the It's like the dough, and then like the bottom's like the brace.
We had a sushi sandwich the other day.
Mm-hmm. It was fine.
That's fair. Okay, I think I might have to stop the talk because like no, not the talk, but like how deep
the
are
recording.
How deep are we in pizza talk? How deep? I was like we're gonna wrap it up, and then we got like too deep into pizza. But like honestly, like this, I have been super excited to have you guys back on. So that's like it's been so much fun to like chat and like I don't know, like there's some people where like some bands where I'm just like, okay, like the second I can have them back on, we're doing it. And this has
so we'll see you next week.
You want to? Are we making this a podcast? Is it gonna be a side thing now?
Yeah, it's the Broken Baby Malik. Or actually, sorry, your name should go first. It is your podcast.
I mean, it's fine. Like
Malik and Broken Baby podcast, where it's just Broken Baby
and pizza.
And we just sit down. We're just like, what's the deal with sushi pizza? And we just riff on that for an hour.
Yeah.
If enough people suggest do it, we can do an April Fool's Day episode or something like that. Originally, I don't know what I was going to do for the 69 episode, but like someone was like, yeah, well, I'll just get on, like another guest was like, yeah, like Gene from Keybomb was like, yeah, I'll get on the episode and we'll just say nice and just like sit there for like 45 minutes. And, and then we went in the DMs and he's like, dude, I don't know how we could make that bit last 45 minutes. Like we'll be, and I'm like, I'll just do a normal big boy episode.
Well, we appreciate it because we're here talking to you and we like you.
Yeah.
And I like you guys too. And again, like this, thank you so much for, I felt so nervous. I mean, you can cough. I've coughed.
He's not allowed to cough. There's no coughing anymore in the world.
See what I have to deal with?
That's not, I swear, that wasn't a bit either. I just had to cough. That was not a bit, I swear. But, but like, what's I gonna say? I don't know. It's just so much fun. And it's like it's stuff like this where it's like fun to do the podcast because it's like okay, it's a reminder to be like they're cool people. It's dope as fuck trying to still get that like high swear count.
Yeah.
I'm happy about it now, but I know on Thursday night when I edit this, I'm gonna be mad.
Yeah.
You'll just cut it out entirely.
Yeah. I mean, you don't know what the sound effect? There's a particular sound effect that's used for the swears.
Oh.
It's just a beep or what?
It's a clown.
Oh,
honk.
nice.
That is cool.
It's a clown.
You should have different sound. Try to incorporate some different sounds. You know, broaden your horizon.
The season's almost done, so I mean, I think season 7 we'll introduce another one. I'll probably do like the ooga. I'll do like the car sound effect.
Nice.
But
good idea.
With all that being said, I think the stars have aligned in this one. Broken Baby on the 69th episode of Against the Algorithm, the night before September 21st, 2021. So yeah, it's like 21. The stars have aligned. I think this is a great episode. Thank you so much for being on, and I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. We love you.
Yeah, you're always so much fun to talk to.
No,
fuck everyone else.
And that was my conversation with Broken Baby. Thank you so much to Amber and Alex for hanging out with me. It was, again, as always, it's such an amazing time. And I mean, the Broken Baby and Malik Power Hour needs to happen. I know at the very end we kind of like went a little bit off the rails, but I absolutely loved it. It was a ton of fun. And I still have to tally the count and see how many times we swore because I think we have a brand new record. But with all that being said, please go check out their brand new, I'm used to saying single, but please go check out their latest album, Late Stage Optimism, out right now. Like as you're listening to it, it's out. Like you can, wherever you go, or if you want to be a real cool person, you can go and buy a physical NFT called a vinyl record player and just buy it and support them on Bandcamp because they're really cool, and you gotta support cool people by giving them money so they continue to make cool stuff. Sound good? Cool. Now, if you've fallen in love with the podcast and want to check out more, there's a really easy way to do that, which is following us on the social medias. You can follow us on Instagram at Against the Algorithm, all one word, or HA_pod on Twitter to keep up all the comings and goings of the podcast. And with all of that being said, I'm going to go do what I do when I'm not hosting this podcast, which is live my life. But I'll catch you back here next week with the last episode of the season. I know, like it's flown by super quickly. It feels like it's come and went, but yeah, we're on the end game now, folks. So with all that being said, I'm gonna catch you back here next week for the finale. But to play us out, here is the fantastic, amazing, glorious, stupendous Broken Baby with the track Maniac from their new album Late Stage Optimism. Check it out. Stay gold. Peace.